Hey everybody, welcome to the show. I'm your host, Chris Gennaro. My co-host is Rizk, and today we have Tombstoner. How you doing, guys?
What's up, man?
Okay, so let's start off by telling everybody who you are and what you do in the band.
I'm Jason. I'm the drummer.
I'm Dan. I play rhythm guitar.
I'm Tommy Tombstoner himself, the bass player, co-lead vocalist. How you doing?
Jesse, I play lead guitarist and vocals.
Okay, so you guys got a little Staten Island coming out there. Which is,
It's all
I
Jason.
kind of expected that a little bit. You guys got a new album. It's not new. It's from April. It's Descent to Madness on Redefining Darkness Records. We actually talked to a couple other bands from that label. The reaction to the CD has been pretty good. I was reading a lot of the stuff. I'm assuming that you've been happy with it.
Yeah, we've been happy with the reviews. Got a lot of positive support and a lot that more than we expected.
Yeah, I saw you guys had a write-up in Decimal Magazine, so that's pretty big.
Yeah.
Are you guys doing that promotion, or is that handled by the record label?
They really just push all the media out. So
that's handled by them.
that's over there redefining. So they got the contacts and got us a lot of the interviews and the reviews and stuff like that.
I would be a lot happier though if Glenn Benton heard it.
So how did you guys hook up with Redefining Darkness? I mean, I know you guys too. You were in another band, the Demopolis.
Yeah.
Is that how you guys initially met Redefining, or had you sent them the EP ahead of time?
When it's actually after we recorded it, we sent it out. I was just sending it out to a bunch of people just on Facebook and trying to spread it out. And someone really liked it a lot, and he put me in contact with Tom at Redefining Darkness. And he laid it out right there. So he liked it, so they picked it up.
Okay, so there was an intermediate guy who helped hook you up with that.
Yeah. So that was really cool. I forget his name, but that was thankful to him because we were just starting out. So Descent to Madness was more like our just kind of getting to know each other, playing in a bit,
Yeah, it was kind of something to put out to get promoters, get us on stage,
Yeah, I was gonna say, because for being together only, for the last year, you seem to be pretty accomplished at this point with the, at least with the fan base and the amount of reviews that you're getting. So that ought to be pretty cool. Feel pretty cool. I guess two of you guys were in Demopolis since 2012, though. So at least the two, the Jesse and Jason, you guys have been playing for quite a while before you decided to start Tombstoner.
Yeah, yes. Me and that's my brother. So we're two sets of brothers in this band. So
right.
Me and Jesse have been playing since together basically all of our lives. So that's why it was kind of like an immediate click with another set of brothers that have been playing their whole lives together. So
we actually met them at a Demopolis show, and I liked what I heard, so I was in contact shortly after.
Okay, so were they playing together at the show?
I basically implanted myself up to both of their asses until they finally agreed to come play music with me.
So they played at the show that you heard them?
Yeah,
we were actually playing in another band called Sinking Monroe at the time. We were on the same bill,
Yeah, so we heard the music. I gelled with him right away and started talking. I was like, yep.
Yeah, we got along. Yeah, we got along just like great. That. Yeah, it just sort of just clicked, honestly. Even as friends as well, like we're really good friends now, so everything just kind of just fell like right into place.
So I did
first,
say it again.
I said becoming friends first definitely makes everything smoother. Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, I would imagine that when you're working with somebody and you don't like a riff or you like a riff, that always comes with a certain sensitivity. Where like your stuff sucks, let's change that. And I've definitely been in bands where people get all types of
band whatsoever.
Yeah,
what?
No, we all constantly shit on each other.
Yeah. Everyone leave the ego at the door in this place.
Yeah.
But ironically, it all works out at the end.
Yeah.
That makes any sense. Yeah. Ironically, but no, everything's good though with that.
Cool. And when I was listening to the Demopolis, I'm gonna butcher that name. I'm sorry because I butcher everything.
Oh, you got it, man.
There was definitely like a little shift between I think what you guys were doing in that band, which was maybe a little bit more thrashy, and what you're doing in Tombstoner, which is got like maybe a little bit of a hardcore influence. Is that something that those guys brought when they joined you guys, or was that a decision that you guys made to start going more in that direction?
I think when me and Dan were first talking about like doing a project, we were trying to do something different from Demopolis, and I didn't ask Jesse about it first. So I was jamming with Dan, and he was kind of like, I mean, we never like felt it like was hardcore, really. We were actually like more surprised by a lot of people that thought like, I mean, yeah, I know Mind Your Fucking Business, that's a hardcore song straight through. That was what they came to. That was the first song that we like played together with. So, but honestly, like we were trying to go for like just a groovy, like old school death metal sound that wasn't trying to be too hard or anything. But that was like when we were first meeting and started first playing. So
yeah, I think they actually learned Awaiting the Arrival of Death for Demopolis.
Yeah,
I think our first jam session was in our house.
So I was like, you know what, I gotta learn some of these guys' songs, try to impress them a little bit, see if they, smooth it over, helping them join my band.
Let me jam out a bunch of, I think like Cannibal Corpse, a bunch of Pantera, Metallica, Cannibal Corpse, that sort of stuff. I think we were the first thing to jam out that.
So if you know some Cannibal Corpse tunes, you ever do you do those guys live, or you ever think about recording a cover or two?
I've always wanted to. I know a lot of their songs. I would probably do, honestly, if we had to do one just me, Strip Rape and Strangle.
Yeah, I mean, Cannibal's a huge influence.
Yeah, but Cannibal's one of the top influences.
We cover them here. We cover a lot of songs here. We're always butchering Hammer Smash Face, so we should probably polish it up and bring it out live.
Butchering. Leave.
Cool. And then when I was talking to you guys on Facebook, you said that you're recording a new album?
Yeah, right now as we speak. It's be a 10-song full-length album, so we're really excited. We kind of spent most of these last couple months basically writing and playing everything and trying to find things to do during this time. We
really did find our sound on this one, though. It's not too different, but it's our sound now. We definitely
unapologetically death metal on this one.
Are you going to the same studio, the Fright Box, to record it?
Yes. Okay. Ben Karras, that's our guy. He's recording us all. He's giving us tips and all that. Ben Karras is actually the guy who recorded the violin tracks on Descent to Madness, the song. That's a real violin. That wasn't a machine.
Wow.
He actually played that.
Yeah,
plays really cool.
Woodfair.
Okay.
Yeah. Check them out too. Woodfair.
Yeah, any heavy bands trying to record an album, EP, singles in the New York State, tri-state area, hit up Frightbox. They're the best in the business.
Okay. And is the same label putting out the full length?
Yes.
Yes. We're working with Refine.
Refine Darkness.
Cool.
Yeah, because I think they did a great job on the EP. We really weren't like, going for gold or anything, but it definitely spurred out big. And I think that with the full length happening with more songs, I think it'll be a lot bigger.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I feel like, people tend to pay more attention to like a full length than an EP, right? It's just like, that's just how, especially with press, at least that's how it is with press.
Yeah.
Well, especially with this, where, like I said, we really tried to find our sound on this one, and I think we got it. So we're hoping that there's a lot more attention on this one.
Yes.
We worked really hard on this one. So.
A lot of the reviews were also just wanting more. So that's why it was like we wanted to deliver, Sure.
And are all you guys Staten Island natives?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I actually lived on Staten Island a few years when I first moved to New York City. So I lived in Great Kills.
Oh yeah,
Great Kills.
Not far from here.
We're 2 neighborhoods over.
Okay.
I can tell you guys where I live, but
yeah. And so then, because you've been a band since 2019.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what did you play a lot of shows in 2019 or not really?
That's the thing. Yeah, we don't.
Basically,
late.
like, we really decided to be a band in like November,
Okay.
and we had our first show in like December. So like, we spent like basically the rest of the year just like trying to come up with a half-hour set list.
Okay.
And then we actually surprised ourselves, came up with some really good songs, and the next step was just go in the studio, you know?
Yeah.
We basically spent the entire month of January in the studio, you know, tightening up. And we only got to play 3 more shows in February and March before the pandemic hit, you know?
Yep.
So I think we only have 4 live gigs under our belt.
Cool. Cool.
Not many gigs now, also. So it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all
Now,
we-
yeah. There's no way.
We
Yeah.
do have a socially distanced COVID-19 Halloween party gathering up coming
Okay.
up.
Okay. Yeah, is there places for metal shows to happen on Staten Island?
Staten Island? Absolutely not. No.
Okay.
No,
Really
it's
not many
Yeah,
places.
it's not
at all.
really.
There's
a
no
metal scene.
quarantine.
during
I
the
don't even know if
quarantine?
any of the places are even open.
You mean like during the quarantine or
No,
like in
no,
general?
no. Just like before all this. Before this. Was there metal?
Well, Mother Pug's got a shot them out there, always having metal bands in and out of there. It's down on Forest Ave.
It's like the one.
Yeah, that's a big metal bar in Staten Island. If you're a Staten Island band, you've played at Pug's at some point.
Once in a
Maybe
while,
Yeah,
Scott
at
Street
some
Levels,
point.
Amendment 18.
But
Blackthorn 51 in Queens.
Okay.
yeah, but that's that. As far as Staten Island goes, it's really those two.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not really a big metal scene out there at all.
And who do you guys like to play with? I imagine that you have some contacts from your old band. So is there other bands that you
Final
frequently play with?
Siege, what's up, Gil? How you doing?
Yeah, we played
Final Siege is a great band. They're from New York
Yeah.
too. They're great.
Niacin, too.
Niacin,
yeah.
they're great.
Yeah, even in Demopolis, we played a lot with Niacin. I
Magus
think that's
Beast.
how we all.
Magus Beast is a pretty badass power metal band.
Fortress Inception, we're trying
Yeah.
to get to people playing.
There's a bunch of great bands we always play with. You know, just fun guys in there, have a good time every time.
So your old band that you were doing, and I know it was just, you know, the brothers and an additional bassist. Are you planning on still doing that band, or is that now kind of kaput?
I do.
That's
It's just that my bass player is just busy with life. You know,
yeah.
it's pretty much he's always working and stuff. But occasionally I do come up with a couple song ideas and whatnot, and I would tell him about it and jam out with him, or even sometimes we'll jam it out in here because we do play at their house in the basement. So sometimes I'll just jam out a couple songs here and there with that. But we do plan on. But I think right now the main focus is pretty much like Tombstoner
Why
at this point,
if you ever hear a part of a Tombstoner song, it sounds really black metal influenced because these two
Yeah,
grew
yeah,
up with
that's
black
me.
metal
I'm
stuff.
more for black metal.
Yeah.
Guy.
They put me on the black metal. I was never
Yeah,
really
yeah.
into black metal. When he showed me Mayhem, it's
I
kind of been a
actually-
downhill slide from there.
Yeah, I've
It's a
never
black
really
metal.
played. I think with this band, we started out with C sharp tuning, like 6 strings, and then I don't know whose idea it was.
Yours.
I think it was my idea. I think to put like a 7 string.
Yeah.
So this whole band, I've never played a 7 string until I started this thing.
Yeah,
And I've been playing for like 12 years too.
I had bought this really, really bad Schecter 7-string, and I let him play it one day, and we were like, wow, that's actually kind of badass. So then we both went out and spent like ridiculous amounts of money on new 7-string guitars. So now we're tuned lower.
Yeah, I definitely remember going, being in bands and switching from 6 strings to 7 strings and getting that, you're like, okay, that's really
It's a
getting
whole
us
new
into the
world.
basement.
Yeah.
It's an entirely new world. That extra string just opens up so much more that you can write with.
Low tune beef.
So how did you guys hook up with the violinist from the title track?
Well, he
And-
was the guy who was doing our demos, recording us, doing everything for us. It's him, Ben Karras, and this guy Bobby Torres. They kind of run the whole show over there. But they had played a show in Demopolis with him in his band called Windfair a long time ago. So we just kind of saw that he had the violin there, and then they remembered he played violin. So we kind of were like, hey, man, as a joke, we didn't think he'd actually do it. We were like, you should throw some violins here. And he was like, I bet. And we were like, oh, okay, cool. And then we came in one day, and it was just there. He layered like 18 tracks, and it just sounded insane. We were all head over heels with it.
Yeah, I was because that's definitely more than one violin. So
Yeah,
Like multiple tracks. in
he's
there.
actually starting a service that he wants to do for bands, doing that. So he kind of he hooked us up with it because he wants to start doing that for bands and trying to make a living out of that.
Yeah,
Another
phenomenal
branch of living,
musician.
not like
so, but when you
phenomenal.
have something like that on your album, then how do you reproduce it live, right? Because now you're like, oh shit, what am I doing? You know.
I kind of just stand in the microphone and go, and then we kind of just do it like that. Yeah, but
Does he do it on the album for free, but then he charges you an arm and a leg to come do it live? Is that, maybe that's a cool business.
Yeah, I remember. I think we asked him one time. We're like,
yeah, he's like,
"Cause you were
no.
coming to the show." We're like,
Yeah.
"Ben, why don't you come up and play at bar?" He's like,
Yeah,
"What am I
he's
gonna do? Just come up and play that together?"
Yeah, he's like, no.
Well,
I'm like, "Yeah, you're right."
Ben is also the official, unofficial fifth member, and he knows this at this point. Like, he can just jump up and swing his hand around. We don't even care what he does. He's always welcome.
So are you planning on doing any more violin stuff?
Hopefully.
We'll see what Ben comes up with.
Yeah.
Because really, he offered on some parts, so we're
No
gonna
mystery in this band. No, hey, just check out the album. No mystery.
We're actually very open-minded in this band. Actually, very open-minded with a lot of stuff, especially the black metal stuff.
Yeah, speaking about the metal genres, it's kind of funny with the name Tombstoner. When I first heard about you guys, I definitely thought it was going to be a doom vibe, and while there's,
That's what,
Yeah.
I assume you get that a lot.
Yeah, people love
yeah.
the name though, and I'm glad they do because it was just like that's like one of the things I hate the most is trying to think of a name for a band because I don't know, it's just like bugs me.
Yeah,
But like we had a whole list, we could go a bunch of names.
We had.
And I thought of this idea when I was high, obviously because it's Tombstoner. So I'm laying in bed just chilling, and then one day we're just trying to yell it out, and I was like, "What about Tombstoner?" And they were like, "Yeah, that's it right there." All right, okay.
Take no more.
There was no dispute about it after like a month of different names that no one likes. Just like
I think it miraculously works though. Like even people who are, from Staten Island, a lot of people like rap. Even if they don't like the music, they dig the sound. They dig the name definitely.
And the logo.
Yeah.
The logo.
Yeah,
There's
definitely
a
dig
big
the name,
less is
so.
more approach with our logo. So.
And I think a lot of people, like even that don't like death metal, just like our stuff too. It's weird, They've never had that in any of my metal bands before. But
There's a lot. There's something for everybody to grab onto in our music. I'd like to feel.
Yeah, I mean, I can see some of the hardcore comments. It's just sort of weird. I used to listen to a lot of hardcore back in the day, and it just got to be like when hardcore started out being like metal and punk, it just sort of progressively got more and more and more metal. Till where these bands who were to me straight up metal were calling themselves hardcore, and I was like, I don't understand what you're talking about. Like,
I
there's
don't even know where I am anymore because then you have crossover, you have
Funny.
you just have every you have all these genres just mixing, so there's no really definite of what is what. I don't know. I didn't think I don't know. We never when we were jamming. I didn't think we ever were thinking that this is gonna be hardcore, Because I know Tom's vocals kind of came from more of his they love Sepultura, so I guess he was trying to get that out. And Slayer, obviously.
Yeah, a lot of Tom Araya references. You got 4 of them. Yeah. Wow.
ain't Tom Murray, it's Tommy Tombstoner.
Tombstoner.
So with the splitting vocals, how does that work out for you guys? Do you does the person who write the lyrics gets to do most of the vocals? Do you write your own lyric parts, or how does that work out?
So basically, me and Jesse put boxing gloves on, and we basically fight over who's gonna sing what part, who writes the lyrics, and we're basically pretty dead even right now. I'm 26 losses, 26 wins, but I got more knockouts than he does, So this album, though, I think we're a little more even, though.
Me and Jason usually leave when that happens.
Yeah,
I'm gonna write this. No, I'm gonna write this. Yo, Jason, you wanna leave?
No, basically, the lyrics are kind of the words and titles and the whole thing has been this basic collaborative effort, So we basically will have the lyrics written. We'll have the vocal lines, and then we'll decide because Jesse has more of a traditional death metal growl. I have more of like a thrashy voice. We'll figure out what part sounds better, and you know.
And I think it was supposed to be me to just do main vocals, I think, for it, wasn't it?
Yeah, originally when we started, Jesse was supposed to be the only vocalist because he never sang before.
Yeah.
But then, like, he likes to make a living out of screaming all the time. So we were like, so why don't you just do that on a mic?
Yeah.
But it works, though. I think our voices together sounds pretty cool. It's something, like, different and unique to the listener, I feel, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of bands doing dual, not a bunch, but, you know, when I hear it, it usually works. I mean, definitely Carcass comes to mind. You know, it definitely works for them. I definitely think it works for you guys, too.
Yeah,
I definitely like it.
We liken ourselves to the death metal Beatles.
The death metal Beatles.
Yeah, 4-part harmonies going on. Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's gonna be on the third album, though.
I mean,
It's funny.
The Beatles of death metal. Is that could
we
be a
don't
band.
want to be sellouts too early.
Do you guys write mainly as a band together, like in a rehearsal space, or does someone have like a whole song written and show it to everybody? Or
We have both.
Yeah, there's.
both.
I'd say probably 50-50 because there's a couple songs. Like, I know Guts, me and him were in the same room. We just belted it out.
Yeah, that was a collaborative.
Tombstoner, the entire band was here.
Yeah.
We just wrote the entire thing together. That was like the first song we really wrote together. So that's why it's called Tombstoner. So like, what better to name your first song written as a band?
makes
Like this, like MYFB, I brought that. Me and him worked on Filth Hole. He brought Descent. So it's really like all over the place. Who writes what?
Yeah, usually it's like me and Dan are like here every day playing and working on some riff that he had and trying to record it and come up. We just have like a bunch of different riffs that kind of like end up fitting very well together. And Jesse's more like the type who likes to just write a whole song at home and then not want to change any of it.
And they scrape me out of the dumpster, and I just like learn them.
You know, Tom writes most of the lyrics.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Tom writes a lot of the lyrics,
Yeah.
really. And then we both pretty much agree to disagree. There'll be some times where I'll sit on my computer and I'll demo out a whole entire song and I'll show it to them guys, see if they like it, see what parts need to be changed, vice versa and whatnot. But I would say for the most part, it's really more or less likely collaborative. Definitely.
cool.
So, and you,
I'll simplify the writing process for you. Hey man, that riff sucks. Play it again though. And then it becomes a song.
The lyrics too. He's like, "Hey man, that sucks." It's just like, I can't think of anything better. All right.
so you answered one of my earlier what I had written down, which was what the heck does MYFB stand for?
Yeah.
I guess.
All right. Hold on. It stands for mind your fucking business. Now remember this. You can't stop this. Put that one in your archive.
You guys can audition to be extras in like like the new a new Sopranos or Goodfellas or something.
That's all we do.
Yeah, that's basically this band. This band is basically Fart Jokes, Sopranos quotes, and Trailer Park Boys quotes.
Those are good shows. Quinones is good. Trailer Park Boys is good.
Jesus Murphy.
Yeah, I keep waiting for my kids to get old enough to watch some of that stuff, and I think far too often I just say fuck it, let's just do it anyway, and
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
my
right.
wife will come in the room and she'll be like, what the hell are you doing over here?
Watching Trailer Park
Sopranos
Boys.
might be too extreme.
Smoke.
How old
I
are you?
have not done Sopranos yet,
Okay,
but
that's pretty extreme for you.
Oh, you gotta watch
Sopranos is the
Honestly,
best show.
Believe it or not,
Ever.
there's a lot of comedy in The Sopranos that's like hidden, and that's why we love it. You know.
It ain't hidden.
I think
It's not hidden, it's
we're-
right.
No, but I mean, like a lot of people
we're
like
Italian, that
no, but the
it's
thing is, a lot of people like The Sopranos because mafia culture. There's a lot of quotable, just funny quotes in it. That's why we like it. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so with mind your fucking business, is that for somebody in specifically, or is that a general fuck off song, or what are we doing there?
All right, so the story of that song, and for legal purposes, happened. We wrote that with another band, you know. And one day at band practice, you know, like the neighbor at our old drummer's house called the cops on us and everything like that, you know. So yeah, it was just a, you know, it was a rough day, whatever. And the guy just started harassing us every time we played and whatever. Started putting up a camera outside the house because it was like a semi-house, you know. So like both houses were attached next to each other. So anytime they'd see us come up with the guitars, they'd have like the police on speed dial. So you know, one day, you know, we're having a couple drinks outside this dude's house, and just a few, just a couple beverages, and he just goes into the camera. He's just and he basically turned out that "You Can't Stop This." So, you know, we were jamming the song, we were laughing our asses off, and then, you know, like that next night, I just like woke up with the chorus in my head: "You can't stop this, mind your fucking business." I was like, "Holy shit!" And it just, the rest of the song just took off.
Yeah, they came to us with that song. It was like the first thing we ever actually just played.
And they like, it was like basically just like this sludgy like 7-minute like Pantera slugfest, and like, you know, these two just turned it into something like different, you know. They cut like 4 minutes off, but it still was effective, you know.
Yeah, I mean, we you know, a lot of times on the show we talk about sort of the rites of passage of being in metal bands, and one of them is definitely trying to find places to play and getting kicked out of basements and, you know, the noise and shit. So obviously you guys aren't still playing there, you're playing somewhere else.
Yeah, we're playing here at the house in the
Yeah,
basement.
we're playing. Yeah.
We got all the amps here, we got the drums here. Looking for all, you know,
Yeah,
it's not really, we're not far from each other, so we're always hanging out every day because we're all just friends. So whenever we come, we usually just jam.
For a while. Sorry, Mom.
Yeah, much love.
So what other lyrical content do you guys do? Filth Hole, I can only imagine.
That's me.
Yeah, Jesse penned that one.
That's Jesse's. Yeah.
That was actually like, you ever wake up from like a dream, but like maybe I'm a lyricist, I don't know, that you just come up with like cool ideas. You got to jot it down or something like that. So I just woke up in an angry mood. So I just thought like, oh, I hate the human race, blah, 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 this and that. I'm going to write a song about it. And that's essentially what that song's about.
Actually, what happened too, the reason it's called Filth Hole is because he came to practice one day and he had about a fucking, I don't know, 18-syllable title for it. It was about a sentence and a half. And I was like, I was, you know, a little under the weather, and I was like, it was called Filth Hole, and then we just like, that was it. Yeah, that's it. It's like,
yeah, it was as easy as that. But those are lyrics I wrote a while ago, and honestly, we were just trying to like jam out. We were jamming out that as like an instrumental, and I think as they were jamming out, I was looking on my notes section, and I was actually going through it. And I was like, wow, this is like perfect for this. So that's how that became Filth Hole for that one, lyric-wise.
So you keep a notebook of like lyrics and stuff, just as course of habit.
Essentially,
of course, always on the phone.
Yeah.
Either on a notebook or on the phone, but I would say more on the phone because it's just more convenient. You know, if you're on the go and you think of something cool, you just write down real fast. You know.
So so Redefining Darkness put out the CD. Is there any plans for like LPs? Is the new one going to be CD only? Is it going to be LP? I know everybody's sort of got their preference.
We're still ironing out the details with Tom from Redefining. We're going to talk to him about it. Run everything by.
We're still literally tracking in the studio, you know.
Ideally, I'm a vinyl and cassette nut, so ideally I'm going to push for that. But we're still working out all the details and whatnot.
I would like the CLP. That's been getting pretty more popular nowadays, I feel. Definitely.
More shirts coming too. So
definitely.
We're starting. That's one thing we gotta work. We're getting our online store soon. So shirts will be
A lot of
available.
new designs.
Yeah.
And who do you guys reach out for the design? Same guy who did your album cover?
We try to find. I don't know. We try new people every time. I'm not sure if we'd go with Daddy. Daddy Bag.
Yeah.
He did a great job.
Yeah.
on that on
Yeah.
on for the album. It was amazing. It literally fit perfectly. So, and everyone loves the artwork too. But
And
it was-
how did you
we
hook
liked
up with
what-
him?
We just were looking up
Yeah.
death metal artwork, seeing what we could find,
Yeah.
looking up a bunch of popular pages. We looked for Dan Seagrave, but we didn't have $19,000 to spend on artwork, so we ended up finding a bunch of these smaller artists. So
Is that his rate?
Yeah.
Is that his rate? $19,000 to do our work?
no, but sounded good. That's what I would charge if I was doing. These are sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know what the going rate for album art is these days, or what even the range is.
We get hit up by a lot of
Yeah,
artists
yeah,
hundreds
yeah.
every day.
Yeah.
Usually, there's always like one artist that's hitting us up, and everyone's different, and it depends on what they've worked on. Well, like if
Could say,
because
right?
if they've worked with a big band, then it puts their prices up, basically.
Yeah, it's all kind of, I'd say ballpark. It's in the low hundreds.
I think for Demopolis we did Luciferian War Graphics. And I think that's
did the logo
We
for
did the
too.
logo from that. They do a good job too. Luciferian War
He does it all
Graphics.
digitally.
Yeah, he does it all digitally too.
So that's funny. There's actually artists hitting you up and like sending you stuff, and hey, do you want to buy this and that type of thing?
Yeah,
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 a
A
lot.
lot, all the time.
But we
I think it has to do with the name too.
It was
You
hard.
know, I think it has to do with the name Tombstoner. They call it something like
It's
that.
hard to answer like every artist too. So we just try to answer most, but
That's interesting too. I didn't know that. Like, yeah, they would hit you up. All right. So then, with the name, how many iterations of a skull with a pot leaf with
Yeah.
coming,
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
That's
sure-
like,
a big thing to do with it, obviously.
like tons of those,
Yeah,
right?
I'm waiting for like a funny one.
yeah.
That would probably sell really well, though. Actually.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's got to be a ton of pot enthusiasts that would just, if they're gonna have a Tombstoner T-shirt, they're gonna want
Oh, hell
some
yeah,
type
man.
of.
Yeah.
We got some designs in the works, man.
I've actually had people that I know, like just from old friends and whatnot, hit me up. I know they don't like metal. I know they haven't listened to my music, but they're like, bro, that shirt says Stoner on it, and I love the design. I'll take 5. And I'm like, all right.
See, there you go. We're learning something new. If you want to sell merch, it's the Stoner stuff.
Oh, throw weed on it.
We're not selling drugs. It's just shirts.
We're selling the thought of drugs.
Drugs are extra. Drugs are definitely extra.
So what can we expect on the new album? Did you guys wrap that up? Or are you still in the process of recording it?
We just finished drum tracks maybe a couple days ago, so we're like just in the beginning, early stages of it. And I tell you to expect it's gonna be faster, a lot longer too.
Yeah.
10 songs, a lot harder, and I think you'll hear more of the influences.
Yeah.
There's more.
Wait,
But
one second.
Definitely,
No.
it definitely showcases
Sorry, but
the influences of all of us together. Definitely.
There's more musical. What do they call it? Journeys.
Sure, if that's how you want to put it. Sure.
More musical journeys. That's a selling point on any CD.
Yeah. I mean, you got everything from like slam to fast, to thrash, to black metal, to melody, melodic passages in there. So it definitely,
It's heavy.
it's very heavy. It's different.
I think it still
A
fits
lot
the
different.
Tombstoner quote
Yeah.
though, for because I feel like with the EP it was very, we kind of like once you're listening, you're on full charge, So I think that's the same about the album, is that it's you could kind of just hear ourselves getting to know each other more musically too.
I'd like to say it's blackened, thrashed, slammed death metal.
It's 718 Hyper Slam.
718 Hyper Slam.
We created a genre.
So do you guys have like some songs that are some things, or do all the songs sort of merge in and out of those?
I mean, there's definitely some songs that are more thrashy, some songs that are faster, some songs that are slower, and then there's other songs that we have that just are everything in one. It's really
Yeah.
like all over the
It's an
place.
extreme music
Yeah.
playground.
Yeah, we just went We went to town, really.
Yeah.
Because we all are a mix of genres in the band, so it kind of works. Because I think Dan writes very more on the groove and feel side. We're kind of a little bit of that, and then Tom with his hardcore sounding vocals comes to it, and Jesse's more of a technical player, so it kind of all just melts together in the right way.
Like a bacon, egg, and cheese on a Sunday morning. And that's everything bagel. Oh my God.
So you guys talked a little bit about some of your influences. I heard Slayer there, Cannibal Corpse. Is there anything on that hardcore side, or do you have any? Do you actually have any Doom influences?
Number one always will be Pantera. For all of
Okay.
us. It's like the main thing is
I would say
Pantera.
so.
Because we're all brothers. They were brothers. It's just, But I'm more, like, just speaking for myself, I love doom metal, so a lot of my stuff tends to be slower. There's actually one of our new songs that I just completely went doom metal on.
Yeah, I kind of feel like it's like we had to have one on there.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people think we're like a stoner doom band, so got to have a little bit of it in it.
Excuse me.
But necessarily, I don't think we have a direct hardcore. I don't know. Do you?
I'm the hardcore guy. There's a hardcore guy in the band. It's me. Grew up on Hatebreed and all that,
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. That's usually, if there's a hardcore element, I'm usually adding it. He's more thrash. He's more black metal. This dude just like death metal. I'm more, if I had to say something, I'm probably more on the hardcore end of things.
Yeah,
So that's
I've never
cool.
gotten into hardcore that much. I don't know why. I never even knew what hardcore was until I met them. I'll be honest with
I think the
you.
closest thing to a
Yeah.
hardcore was Crossover. It was like Power Trip. He was like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't even listen to this band.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Power Trip, R.I.P. Riley.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But you said you have a slower doomier song on the new album.
It's not the whole way through, but there's definitely a nice little part in there.
Yeah, it'll definitely grab your attention.
It'll grab your
You'll be like,
attention. It sticks
"Ooh,
out.
I don't
It
think
definitely-
doom metal fans would hate this record.
Yeah, it definitely sticks out.
So with you guys being brothers, is there any type of hierarchy with the older brother versus younger brother type of thing going on?
Well, listen, I'm the alpha, and that's how it goes. And that's the bottom line.
Yeah, it's constant arguing because there's two older brothers, two younger brothers. So we're always, pushing each other, kind of in a way, but not like, like in a brotherly way where we're not going to get really mad at each other. We'll kind of flip out for stupid stuff, but then like make up to 10 seconds later anyway.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah, I just remembered I was on your guys' Facebook page and I forgot who it was, and somebody was with the blue guitar was getting a little pissed off and throwing it around. I forgot which one of you that was.
Wait, which video was it?
I was just on your
Oh,
Facebook
no,
page.
yeah, that was me. That was me. Yeah, I forgot to dime that guitar. Yeah.
He's a bit of a hothead.
Yeah, that's my writing process. You witnessed it.
Okay.
Well, that sounds pretty cool. Let me speed it up a little bit.
But it sounds like with COVID going on, like some of the bands we talk to, like it completely decimates them and they're not doing shit. And then other bands, it sounds like you guys are using it as an excuse to write more material and
Oh, we completely.
We were ready to start like gigging like big time, so this is kind of just like we can't stop now, so we decided to write an album,
Yeah. We had 5 songs, that EP, 5 EP songs, and then an additional song. So we wrote all 9 in the quarantine.
Yeah.
And we
We
actually
didn't want
have
to stop.
a lot more for a third album.
Yeah, I've actually been writing a couple
Yeah.
riffs for.
Me and him, we're not even done with this album yet. Me and him already wrote another song each. So.
I just nibbled out a song.
Yeah, keep going, definitely.
is it too late to
why
add more
not?
songs to
Why
this
Why
album?
not use this time? What else are people doing? I don't know. I mean, unless I get it. You're scared to be with people, and you're living with other people, so you have to watch out. You have to be careful.
Hey, not even that.
But we're with each
because
other every day, so we don't do anything.
When we were scared to be with each other, because back when it was in its beginning stage and it was scary, we were on FaceTime jamming as best as we could. So
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
excuses,
Yeah.
really.
Backyards.
We took
Yeah.
no excuses. Did not stop
Yeah.
writing. Got this shit done
We
nice.
did 6 feet social distancing, just jamming out in the backyard with the line 6 this way. Jason maybe will hand draw like that. Like,
Yeah.
you gotta do what you gotta do, pretty much.
So did you guys say you tried jamming virtually over the interwebs?
We
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, but it did not last.
Yeah,
It
it's not.
sucked.
It's not the same. I don't know. I
It's not.
can't.
I mean, it definitely helped, like, the songwriting, because, like, we would try to jam and it didn't work. But then you'd be like, all right, you play that, let me hear it, critique it. I'd change something, and I'd hear what he wants to play on drums. He'd change, I'd be like, oh, no, put this here, put that there. So it did work still, but playing together just was not happening. Just did not work.
You kind of just trust each other with their writing. They'll send you whatever they wrote, and you'll say what you think about it, and work from there. Honestly.
Oh,
Yeah, I could definitely see how like exchanging ideas would be okay, but the jamming I can't imagine. And I
No,
saw
no,
people
it was-
doing it, but
Look how hard it
Next
was just
one.
to set up this interview.
A lot of technical issues.
I thought, honestly, just off the record, I thought I was going to get stabbed because I moved the camera and the plug fell out. And they were like, what are you doing? Like, oh, okay, guys, sorry, I'll call him.
yeah, no. Thankfully, that will be before the interview starts. But yeah, that did make for an interesting startup.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else? You got anything, Eric? I'm going through my notes.
I don't have anything else. I mean, I think. What do you think? Wrap it up. Think we should wrap it up?
Oh,
Yeah, I
we're
think-
having so much fun.
No, we can. You got some more. Here, tell us some more stories. What do you got for us?
Oh, man.
Stories. Man, I'm telling my
Personal
personal
life.
life. That Piggly Wiggly over in Yazoo.
I don't know.
I will say this. The new album's coming.
You knew
It's
what?
coming.
Coming. Okay.
You got a title for the new album?
Oh, that's an ongoing debate between all of us.
It's what?
Honestly.
We're all kind of like throwing ideas around right now.
I think it should personally be, and it is the title for one of our songs, I'll give you this, is Victims of Vile Torture. Definitely. I think that sounds fucking sick.
It's a little campy, but you know.
I think it sounds cool.
What is that?
We'll let you name it. We'll let you name it right now.
Yeah, you name it right now. What do you think?
What do you think?
I mean, it's hard to name not hearing any of the songs off the album. That would be like, it could be a disaster. You could like,
Exactly.
it could be,
That's
yeah.
what's beautiful about it.
Shit, I wish I would have come. I wish I would have known I got a vote. I would have come with a list of marijuana themed album names. We could have got.
We're no really.
Rip the site.
So so speaking about artists hitting you up, have you decided on the album cover art, or shall all the artists get in touch with you to try to hit you up to see if they can do your stuff?
Honestly, we were kind of gonna just wait till we finish this album and kind of like start moving from there after, because that's like I think the hardest thing, because you got to come up with an idea of what you kind of like see out of it. What you that matches what you're hearing to us. That matches with the album, what it's talking about. So I think you get the better idea once you're done in the studio and you know how it sounds and everything, and then get your concepts out.
And that kind of goes with like the writing process too, is where we don't really, at least with me and him, is we'll write the song first and then we'll write the lyrics to it, not the other way around. We won't like lyrics first and then the verse combined into one. But I guess that goes the same way with the album art. I guess right now we're just focused on tracking this album, honestly, and then afterwards, I think next week we have guitars, bass, vocals for like 5 days straight. So that should be fun for all of us.
5 days straight.
Yeah.
I think it is
Yeah.
like 5 days straight.
The
A lot of
21st,
traveling.
21st to the 26th.
Cool.
And we did talk a little bit about lyrical themes, but since you're doing a new album, what are the lyric themes on this one?
Oh,
It's all over the place.
I think that's really him.
We have some fun gory songs,
Traditional.
it's
Yeah.
And
some fun
Old the
shit.
Cannibal.
Yeah, Old the Cannibal and just, fun stuff. Some of them are just straight out angry. That was cool. All in one. One's about the end of the world. Just a lot of different, just weird stuff,
Are you guys horror fans?
Oh,
Are you guys horror fans?
Yeah.
3 out of the 4 are, yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely am.
Well,
Who's
to be
not
fair-
the horror fan?
Him, I got a Halloween shirt.
Yeah, you got Michael Myers on his
I
head
just
right now.
spent like
You're a horror
150 bucks
fan.
on like NECA horror figures. Like, I love it. Definitely Freddy. This is my favorite.
I got Godzilla and
I got
Alien
them
on
all,
top of my
actually.
head right now.
And so what other stuff besides horror are you guys into?
Comedy.
Besides death
I
metal
love,
and
like,
that?
just stupid comedy movies,
Comedy, definitely.
I'd say Tropic Thunder is probably a collective favorite. Talladega Nights.
Yeah. Oh, I can name
yeah, what movie did you watch the
50,000
other
different
day?
comedies.
Anything.
Honestly.
Because we're always usually just spitting off stupid quotes to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's funny because that does not fit with your music at all. But
No, yeah, that's
No.
the thing. Like, if you look at our Instagram or our Facebook, all those stupid videos we put up, and just our personalities, like, hey, these guys are a death metal band. Like, what? It's like, but like, that's not who we are. So I don't want to put out like we're these, angry, just like Norwegian Vikings that just come in to burn churches and worship Satan. That's not us at all.
Save our.
Yeah, we're just 4 idiots from Staten Island and just somehow learn how to play instruments fairly decent.
No, 4 idiots makes up 2 decent people. So that's how we work.
Whatever he said.
cool. And you guys don't have a release date or anything for the new, when you're thinking it might be done.
We're thinking early next year.
Early next year or maybe the end of this year, but I don't
Latest,
know.
definitely
I don't
latest will
know.
be spring.
I would love to have it by the end of the
2021.
year, but we just got to see. We got to talk to the guy redefining. We got to wait till all these things are mixed, tracked, mastered. We got to get the artwork, and I probably will be next year most likely.
Yeah, I was gonna say, even by the time you guys get it on DAT or whatever, I don't even know if they still use DATs, but there's got to be like a 2 or 3 months, right, between getting that final mix and actually having a CD or vinyl in your hand, right?
Yeah, it takes a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not really in any rush since we only put out the EP really a couple months ago in May, right at the beginning of May.
Yeah, we're kind of trying to space it out just enough that till shows start up again, and then we can just bang it out,
Yeah.
But we're kind of strapped a
try
week
and time
before
it
gigs.
to when shows start back up so that you can
We
start
we
playing
missed
out
out.
again.
We really missed out on. We wanted to have an EP release, like a listening party, all that. We really missed out on that because of the quarantine and everything. So we really want to have that set, and have a whole release party and do all that stuff. So we can really bank in on having a new album.
There's no definite though because we don't know about this.
Yeah, it's
We
all,
don't know.
if it's not possible, it's not possible. Just,
Sure.
We had
figure it
things lining up for us, and then everything just COVID.
Yeah.
went down
Like
from
Yeah,
there.
at least 10
We
gigs
had
got
a lot of
canceled.
shows, yeah.
Oh wow, 10 gigs got canceled. Damn.
Yeah.
It was
We're
not
getting
a tour. It was not a tour. Just 10 separate gigs.
No.
Just
Yeah,
from
around-
up till May, just different places want to play with us.
Okay.
We're just trying to play,
Yeah.
Brooklyn, Staten Island,
Yeah,
Queens.
Brooklyn, Staten Island, yeah, one in Jersey.
Okay. Cool.
I'm hoping
Yeah,
this
10's a
album
lot.
can
That you had to have been booking 3 months out then.
Oh yeah,
He's the
Yeah,
booking
we
guy.
booked
Yeah,
the show.
Tom,
we have one in
Tom's
June.
yeah, Tom's
No, we
the
booked.
guy.
We were trying to get on a bill that was happening in October, which would have been last week, which sucks. But
Yeah.
yeah, we were
Yeah, I
getting
almost
shows like
talked
that.
the guy into letting us open for Nile.
Okay.
So how did you
Yeah,
That
Niall-
was my
Niall-
dream come true. That's
Niall
one of
was
my
actually
dream
playing
dances.
the Kingsland Bar where we played. That was our second show ever. We played there. So the guy running the show, we saw Niall was there. And we were like, hey, get us on that. So he's like, I'm gonna try. So But- then it got canceled. So there was no trying or anything.
Yeah, being the show booker is a thankless job, I'm afraid, but somebody's got to
Oh,
do
yeah.
it, right?
Of course, yeah.
that's one of the things I hated the most was talking to you know, slimy show promoters, and you know, especially when they would try to stick you on bills that you didn't belong, and
Yeah.
you know.
I had that in Demopolis, trust me. I had a show playing with a bunch of pop punk bands. And I had no idea. No idea.
And then you know you get your
out definitely on that. That was a long time ago.
yeah. What do you say? What do you say to your friends when they show up to see you play, and then you know they got to sit through a pop band that opens up?
Bear with me.
Oh yeah, pretty much.
Basically,
There's beer downstairs if you guys want to just go and drink. You know.
Yeah, basically, you know, hey man, it is what it is. Just you want to see it, see it. If not, just we'll be on soon. It's all like.
Yeah.
I'm usually before a show doing something stupid anyway, so I keep them entertained.
And you guys what? Just pile everything up into a minivan or something like that?
Yeah, but that's splitting the cars.
We'll split two cars depending. I mean, once we start, you know, gigging outside of, you know, our like local tri-state, whatever, we'll start with the vans and stuff.
Yeah.
I actually want to get our own personal souped up Tombstoner van, but they're not with it. But it's fine. I want to get like one of the blacked out windows in the back. I wanted to put duct tape on one of them on purpose.
Okay, maybe you
Put
can
a
get
giant Tombstoner logo in the back.
Makes it look like the
Ripped up seats, stabbed on the heads with the coils.
Bomb water.
We'll get you a used hearse or something you guys can use.
That would be cool. Ah, yes. That's what I needed.
Thank
Get
you.
off!
Oh God.
Anyway, okay. Yeah, I think we're sort of at time, Eric. You good?
Yeah. We try and keep it. Yeah.
Okay, so like I usually tell everybody at the videos, I put all the links at the bottom if you guys have anything that we mentioned or that you even forgot to mention. You know, I'll put the Demopolis link and the link to the studio and everything in the description. So we'll be in contact. And definitely, I really appreciate you guys doing the interview. Definitely looking forward to the new album.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, no.
We were with us for a little bit.
Yeah. Getting down and dirty.
They're doing a lot of good stuff on that label. So you know, I'm not surprised that they picked you guys up.
Oh yeah, we're more than happy to work with Tom. Tom's great. The whole label is just, you know.
You can tell he cares about the music.
Yeah, it's not just one of these. It's not one of these guys who just, you know, I'm gonna sign you, make me some money, and leave. He's always reposting our shit. Just, you know, like he just bumps our stuff. And he actually likes the music, which is more than anything that I can even ask for. Yeah.
You know, a lot of all those, most of the indie labels like that are labors of love. I mean, it's you gotta love it to do that because it's you know.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it's not a lucrative genre by any means.
You could tell he was a fan first, and that's just the best thing that we could have asked for, you know.
Cool. But again, thanks a lot for coming. Thanks everybody for watching the video, and see you guys later.
All right, thanks, guys.
Have a good one.
All right.
All right, guys.